The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Commander Mia Chen walked through its crystalline doors. Her boots echoed against the luminescent floor, each step measured and deliberate. Behind her, Lieutenant Kevin Torres carried a sealed container that hummed with barely contained energy. The assembled alien delegates' representatives, from 47 species spanning 3 galaxy arms, watched with a mixture of curiosity and thinly veiled contempt. Humans had been part of the Galactic Empire for only 15 cycles, and in that time, they had proven to be adequate soldiers, decent engineers, and unremarkable strategists. They were tolerated, but never feared, never respected. High Arbiter Jaxtel, a towering Crithian with skin like polished obsidian, leaned forward on his throne. Human commander, his voice resonated through translation implants. You requested this emergency session. The Council hopes your reasons are substantial. We are in the midst of planning our defense against the Vexter invasion. Mia stopped at the center of the chamber, her face impassive. High Arbiter, honored delegates, I come with information that will change our defensive strategy entirely. She nodded to Kevin, who placed the container on the presentation platform. For the past 15 cycles, Mia continued, humanity has fought alongside the Empire. We've lost colonies, ships, and millions of our people to various conflicts, and in all that time, we've operated under the restrictions of the Galactic Warfare Convention. A ripple of confusion spread through the chamber. Ambassador Ilmeth of the Centauri Collective clicked her mandibles in translated as amusement. Yes, Commander. All civilized species abide by the convention. It prevents unnecessary escalation and preserves habitable worlds. What is your point? Kevin unsealed the container. Inside, a small device pulsed with an ominous red glow. The energy readings made several delegates' instruments screech in alarm. This, Mia said quietly, is a demonstration model of what humans call a nuclear weapon. We've had this technology for over 400 years. Before we even reached our own moon, the chamber erupted in chaos. Delegates shouted over each other, their translation implants creating a cacophony of overlapping voices. High Arbiter Jaxtel raised 4 of his 6 arms, demanding silence. Impossible, he declared. Our records show humanity achieved faster than light travel only 60 cycles ago. You expect us to believe you possess planet-destroying weapons for centuries earlier. Mia's expression didn't change. Not planet-destroying. High Arbiter. This particular design only obliterates cities. We have much larger ones. She gestured, and Kevin activated the holographic display. These are historical records from our home world. Authenticated and unaltered, the hologram showed Earth's 20th century mushroom clouds rising over cities, atmospheric tests lighting up Pacific skies, submarines lurking beneath ice carrying enough firepower to end civilizations. The delegates watched in growing horror as the humans displayed century after century of restrained apocalypse, of weapons designed not for conquest, but for mutually assured destruction. You use these against yourselves, Ambassador Ilmeth whispered. Her earlier amusement vanished. Twice in warfare, Kevin spoke for the first time, his voice steady. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 1945. Then we realized what we'd created. We spent the next 4 centuries learning to control the monster we'd unleashed. Mia activated another display. When we joined the Empire, we agreed to the Galactic Warfare Convention. No weapons of mass destruction. No planet killers. No relativistic projectiles. We put our entire nuclear arsenal into storage. We fought your wars with conventional weapons because we believed in the convention's ideals. She paused, letting that sink in. But the Vexter don't care about conventions. They're 3 days from our primary colonies. The Council's projected casualties are 80 billion sentient beings across 17 worlds. High Arbiter Jaxtel's skin had paled to a dull gray. You're asking for permission to violate the convention. No, Mia said flatly. I'm informing you that we're withdrawing from that specific clause. The Vexter fleet will be met by human vessels carrying our full arsenal. We will give them one chance to retreat. If they refuse... double quotes. She didn't finish the sentence. A Delphinian delegate, her aquatic suit sloshing with agitation, spoke up. This is madness. you'll destabilize the entire galactic power structure. Other species will develop similar weapons. Kevin's laugh was bitter. You think you haven't tried. Our intelligence suggests at least 12 council species have attempted to create nuclear weapons. You all failed because you don't think like us. You're not willing to court extinction for the sake of power. That's what makes us dangerous, Mia added. We've lived with this sword over our heads for 400 years. We know its weight. We respect its edge. And we will not allow the Vexter to slaughter billions while we fight with one hand tied behind our backs. The chamber had gone deathly quiet. The implications were staggering. Humanity hadn't been weak, they'd been holding back. Every battle lost, every strategic retreat, every apparent limitation had been a choice. High Arbiter Jaxtel's voice was hollow. How many of these weapons do you possess? Mia's smile was cold. Enough. More than enough. 3 days later, the Vexter invasion fleet entered the disputed system with overwhelming confidence. Their hive mind collective had conquered 6 other species in the past decade. Humanity's small fleet of 30 vessels seemed laughable compared to their 2,000 warships. The human commander issued one warning. The Vexter responded with plasma fire. What happened next would be studied for generations. The brief, brilliant flashes of light. The expanding spheres of destruction. The Vexter fleet's desperate attempt to retreat through their wormholes, only to find human ships waiting on the other side with more of those terrible weapons. In 14 minutes, the greatest military threat to the Galactic Empire in a century ceased to exist. When Mia returned to the council chamber, the delegates looked at her differently. Fear. Yes, but also something else, a wary respect. The Vexter remnants have sued for peace, she reported. Our terms are simple. Leave Empire space and never return. High Arbiter Jaxtel nodded slowly. And what are humanity's terms for remaining in the Empire? Mia's expression softened slightly. We want what we've always wanted: peace, cooperation, and the chance to explore the stars with friends. But we will never again fight with anything less than our full capability. The convention can be amended, or we can withdraw. Your choice. The vote was unanimous. The Galactic Warfare Convention was amended with a new clause. In cases of existential threat, member species may deploy any defensive measures deemed necessary by majority council vote. As Kevin and Mia left the chamber, he murmured, "They're terrified of us now." "Good," Mia replied. "Fear breeds respect. Respect breeds caution. And caution might just keep the galaxy peaceful long enough for everyone to realize we're not the monsters they fear." She was right. In the cycles that followed, conflict in the Empire dropped to historic lows, because everyone now understood the truth that humans had known for centuries. Sometimes the best way to keep the peace is to show exactly how devastating war could be. The galaxy had learned that humanity hadn't been weak. They had simply been kind enough to pretend.